AEW refuses to die. They've come back from the dead like The Undertaker. Just when you think they're down and out, they draw in 787,000 viewers. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Is it a great number in terms of viewers? No. But it's a hell of a lot better than what they've been doing recently. It is their best viewership since the April 10th edition, which was the show where they showed the CM Punk stuff. And if you go further back than that, it's their best rating in about 10 weeks. So yeah, 787, not a great number, but it's a hell of a lot better than what they've been doing recently, and it is coming off the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. So a step in the right direction for AEW. Can they keep it going though?
Can they keep it going is the real question. There was nothing really severely hyped about this show, at least the other times he was pumping up like, oh, Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, triple signings, Jack Perry revealing footage. Not really much happened on this show.
Well, they did they kind of hyped up MJF's return, only to announce on this show that he was returning next week, which is kind of a bummer. So
I like MJF, right, but I'm not going to pretend that the guy's whipping out a couple of 100,000 extra people.
Well, no, but I think people would tune in to see MJF. He wasn't on this show. We had the crowning of a new TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, victory celebration. We had the, I guess, decision on what was going to happen with the TNT championship, with Adam Copeland being injured. That got relinquished. He got stripped of the belt there.
Was he on the show?
No, he wasn't. We're going to get a tournament for that. We got the debut of TV time with Chris Jericho. I'm going to assume not a lot of people tuned in to see that.
Yep, it was quite bad, I'm hearing.
We had the Casino Battle Royale, and I mean, look, it's a fallout from Double or Nothing. Normally, fallout shows from the pay-per-view tend to do okay, but I mean, this is a pretty good number for a show that was pretty damn bad, if you ask me. It's up 10% on last week's, so last week's did 713,000, and Tony Khan was bragging about last week's. So I'm sure he'll be bragging about this week.
I'm sure he's on Twitter this week, but as we said, it was a decent enough pay-per-view, so maybe that's got the people tuning in.
Yeah, it was. I thought the pay-per-view was alright, to be honest. I know a lot of people were shitting on it. I thought it was probably one of the best pay-per-views AEW's done in a while. But yeah, like up 10% from last week's. I can kind of see why people would tune in for this show. I mean, it wasn't great, but I think Tony Khan, AEW, they're sort of in a place now where if they can get above 700k, they consider it a win, which is kind of sad. But that seems to be the new benchmark now.
Yes, getting over 700k.
It's almost considered a win, which is, it shouldn't be, but it kind of is.
It shows you how far they sunk, though. I guess to get the boat back afloat, you're doing something right.
Yeah, they've almost lost half their audience, really, since their prime. But in terms of the demo was pretty good this week as well. It was up 4% from last week's. Chris Jericho, I'm sure, will be sitting here desperately waiting for the quarter-by-quarter hours, and he will want to claim he is the demo god for sure. But that segment was god-awful, and I would be surprised if he didn't lose viewers. So we will talk more about the quarter-by-quarter hours later on when they are available. But right now we're going to dive into the most viewed clips then from Dynamite. So let's look at the top 8 clips that were uploaded from this week's show. In first place, with 233,000 views, we have what's next for the TNT Championship. The EVPs have answers. So basically, Adam Copeland, he normally gets the highest ratings, and the highest viewed clip was finding out what's happening with his belt that he no longer holds. So is that a surprise? Probably not.
No, I mean, he broke both. Well, I mean, he literally broke both his legs, it looked like, but it's only one. Tibia. And yeah, Adam Copeland doing this, I'm not surprised. As you say, consistency, he's normally up there.
And he wasn't on the show, but I mean, maybe people thought he would be.
People thought he would be, but also, I mean, I think anybody relinquishing their belt's normally going to do alright, considering it's a big injury.
I would have just liked Edge to have come out and actually relinquished it himself. Instead, the EVP stripped him of the belt.
Yeah,
and now we won't see him for like 4 or 6 months.
And his wee promo, he was like, it's actually worked out well, because it's my daughter's birthday this week. It's like, what, did you fucking do it on purpose then?
Yeah, a bit weird. Surely they had Edge like pre-record it have to relinquish the belt. I think they should have done that. But no, EVPs came out, cheap heat. They wanted to strip Edge of the belt, which they did. And then Christopher Daniels, the new higher power, came out and says, nah, I'm Tony Khan's speaker. You ain't giving it to Jack Perry. I got 233,000 views. In second place, we have 182,000 views. The Casino Gauntlet match to decide who would face the AEW champion at Forbidden Door. I've already ranted enough about this, but there were so many bums in this match. I mean, not even from AEW. Just a bunch of guys with masks on. Some of them were from CMLL. Some of them were from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, just a waste of time, really. And I'm pretty sure Tony Khan said this year the ratings were going to matter more than ever. So, like, why is the top-rated guys, why is the top-ranked guys in the company not getting these number one contender matches? Why is a bunch of bums from other companies getting the opportunity to challenge for the championship?
See, Forbidden Door, it's like one night stand. It should only happen once.
I agree.
Even though One Night Stand 2006 I really like, right? I
also agree.
I think it should only happen once. A Forbidden Door can't be opened every year.
Then it no longer becomes forbidden.
Yeah, it's the Unforbidden Door.
I'm not saying I enjoyed the first Forbidden Door. And you know what? I don't even think I think if Forbidden Door, right, was a genuine pay-per-view that AEW put together and they were working with all these other companies, right? Even though I don't care about New Japan and CMLL, I think it would have been...
What?
I think it would have been in All Japan Pro Wrestling and all those ones, Shimmer, Shine, all those guys.
TNA.
I think it would have been cool, right, if they had one pay-per-view where there was a legit Forbidden Door. But you've got to look at it, right? AEW literally bring in these people all the time. AEW bring in your Mexicans, your luchadors to wrestle on Rampage and Dynamite. They bring in random guys like Shibita. They bring in guys that aren't actually contracted to AEW, but they come over like Tanahashi and they'll just have the odd match in AEW. So you can't have these guys just randomly wrestle throughout the year, but then claim when they come to Forbidden Door that it's never been seen before.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Like,
this doesn't make any sense.
See if Tanahashi wrestled in this they're gonna mark out as if never thought we'd see this. He literally wrestled in a throwaway 6-man tag match a couple of weeks ago.
Collision.
So yeah, I think the Forbidden Door it was a good idea, but when AEW has literally got wrestlers from Ring of Honor, TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, CMLL, all those companies, female companies like Shimmer and Shine, then it's no longer Forbidden Door, it's just a bunch of who's who for the indie scenes.
And it's not a good pay-per-view name. It's not like he's come up with... Like, I think One Night Stand is a good pay-per-view name, but going back to... You just can't repeat the concept every year.
No.
It's like Invasion. You can't just repeat it.
No. Anyway, coming in third place, 132,000 views. Whose House, AEW champ, Swerve Strickland faces the Patriarchy's Kill Switch. Fourth place, 115,000 views. TBS champion Mercedes Moné wrestles her first match on Dynamite versus Sky Blue. It was actually for the title as well. Fifth place, a celebration for the CEO and new TBS champion Mercedes Moné. Sixth place, how did Orange Cassidy respond to Don Callis' contract offer? Seventh place, for the world champ learning tree, Chris Jericho gets his TV time, 93,000 views. And in eighth place, with 68,000 views, IWGP Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley versus Rocky Romero in a title eliminator. I've never rated Jon Moxley. I've never thought that guy was any good. I know he was portrayed as the top star in AEW, probably for like a 2-year period, but I don't think that's the case anymore. The guy feels like a bum. He isn't drawn in the numbers anymore. He's not the man. He's not the draw. He's not the guy that brings in the fuse. For me, that's Bryan Danielson and Adam Copeland, whether I like Danielson or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's 68,000 views is poor.
That's bogging.
Also, I mean, Jericho, right, that was awful. Mercedes Moné, not exactly dragging up the viewership there.
Yeah, and then, so, fucking Tony Khan, all these millions spent, all these big game players that were supposed to change the game. And, I mean, literally, Liv Morgan kissing Dominic Mysterio has got more views than these 8 combined, so...
Yo, but people can talk about ratings don't matter, TV ratings, and some...
Well, they do, that's why you get bumped down. That's why That's why AEW is on. That's why Dynamite is on TBS now and not TNT.
No, absolutely right.
Could be why WWE is deciding to move Raw from the USA network to Netflix.
Yeah, but we talk about draws, right?
Look at TNA. They cannot get. They can't get on a decent network, and it's because their ratings are pish.
And they don't have money to buy a network. But look at this, right? These numbers are pitiful almost. They're pathetic. It's like this is like the Jobber LWO match on SmackDown sort of ratings is the top one. There's no excuse for the people that's in AEW, right, not to produce higher views than this on YouTube. And I've also touched on it in the past. They don't word things very well in AEW. Now, what I would say is, I don't look at this week and think, I would have worded that. There's been weeks in the past, man, where there's been loads of things you could change. Like, it was like a parking lot brawl, and it was labelled as, like, fucking Swerve Strickland takes on Nick Wayne. I mean, come on, there's a parking lot brawl. What are you doing, Tony?
Parking lot brawl, buddy. Anyway, guys, that is it. We'll catch you in the next one. Fog Wrestling, let us know your thoughts down below. It's an increase for AEW, but how long will that increase last? Probably till next week. Till then, peace.